Some Muslim authors claim that the Quran shows pre-scientific knowledge of water cycle.
Here is an illustration of the water cycle. On the right hand side you can see an important part of this cycle is the sun causing water on the ground to evaporate into the sky. The question that Dr. Naik was asked was, where in the Quran is the process of evaporation described?
But what about step one, the evaporation? You can't see it. It's difficult. And the Quran does not have step one.
Alhamdulillah, the Quran describes the water cycle in great detail, in several places. How does the water rise, evaporate?
Here it is evident that Dr. Naik understands that question is,
how does the water rise, evaporate?
Dr. Naik then proceeds to list every surah and verse he can think of which talks about water.
In Surah Nur, chapter number 24, verse number 43. In Surah Rum, chapter number 30, verse 48. In Surah Az-Zumar, chapter 39, verse 21. In Surah Mu'minun, chapter 23, verse number 18. In Surah Rum, chapter number 30, verse number 24. In Surah Al-Hijr, chapter 15, verse number 22. In Surah Araf, chapter number 7, verse number 57. In Surah Ra'd, chapter number 13, verse number 17. In Surah Furqan, chapter 25, verse number 40 and 49. In Surah Fatir, chapter number 35, verse number 9. In Surah Yasin, chapter 36, verse number 34. In Surah Jasha, chapter 45, verse number 5. In Surah Qaf, chapter number 50, verse number 9. In Surah Waqia, chapter number 56, verse number 16 and 17. In Surah Mulk, chapter 67, verse number 30.
Whoa, that's a comprehensive list. Let's see how many mention evaporation.
In Surah Nur, chapter number 24, verse number 43.
Nope.
In Surah Rum, chapter number 30, verse 48.
No.
Surah Az-Zumar, chapter 39, verse 21.
No.
Chapter 23, verse number 18.
Nope.
Chapter number 30, verse number 24. Chapter 15, verse number 22.
No.
Chapter number 7, verse number 57.
Nope.
Chapter number 13, verse number 17.
Yes. Oh no, wait. What's that other one? No.
Chapter 25, verse number 40 and 49. In Surah Fatir, chapter number 35, verse number 9.
No.
In Surah Yasin, chapter 36, verse number 34.
Thanks for asking me, but no.
Surah Jasha, chapter 45, verse number 5. No! In Surah Qaf, chapter number 50, verse number 9.
No.
In Surah Waqia, chapter number 56, verse number 16 and 17, in several places. No! Surah Mulk, chapter 67, verse number 30, the glorious Quran speaks about the water cycle in great detail.
Now look at his face. This is the face of a man who knows the Quran says nothing about the evaporation of water and has just used his knowledge to blindside everyone in the audience and make them believe it does. This face says, I just lied to all those people. All Dr. Naik actually did in answering this question was to impress everybody in the audience with his excellent knowledge of the Quran. The people in the audience sat there in admiration that he knows so much, but in being impressed, they didn't actually check the details of any of the surahs he gave. Why would he list all of these surahs when all he actually needed to do is mention one surah and read the words out which mention evaporation?